Why is this so weird? Maybe I do need to increase the HUD scale. So this is the only way that this will work, I think. For it not to look like trash. How am I supposed to narrate with a hiccup? Anyway, Olaf gets caught instantly, so first but for the graves. Hello fellow misfortunates over on YouTube as well, because this is definitely going to YouTube. I'm currently having a live hiccup stream, as you can hear, but that doesn't deter me from narrating this crazy game I've had with my full lethality one-shot misfortune build, because we actually managed to get to full build this game with the 5 strongest lethality items plus Lord Dominic's regards, which is effectively how much armor penetration. I guess somebody in the comments can do the math on how much armor you need to not take true damage from this. This is so annoying, I'm sorry. Because the value is definitely going to be greater than 100. It's 150-ish. You need 150 armor not to take true damage from the full build. Anyway, in case you're not aware of the build, it's well, you could just go to the shop and look which items have the most lethality, and you know. So the first item is always Yomu's Ghostblade, unless they have shields, in which case it's Serpent's Fang. Because Serpent's Fang also gives 18 lethality, and Ghostblade does as well. They have a very similar stat profile. Obviously, Ghostblade has this movement speed passive and active, but for Serpent's Fang, well, you have the shield stuff, the anti-shield stuff, but Serpent's Fang is actually more gold efficient. Because it's 400 gold cheaper and only 5 less AD, and 5 AD is worth like 13 gold or something. No. What am I saying? 400 gold is worth like 13 AD. And not 5. Oh my lord, I need to... if I just down this water bottle, is then my hiccup away? I need to try. Actually, Morgana gets a good engage there. Yeah, we can have a very good lane phase, obviously. But the rest of my team is not doing too well. However, I'm not sure how I got that kill, because the Morgana puddle should have taken it, logically speaking. Anyway, I'm not complaining about a free kill. We get to base here. You also see the wave is not pushed in, but we couldn't afford to stay. If I stay there with that little health, let's just check where's the jungler. Well, he wasn't really close, but I couldn't know. However, I based because, you know, better safe than sorry. And you can see the wave's kind of frozen. We lose minions here, and it's in a perfect position for them to just take the farm now. So this is why you would like to push it in, but obviously pushing it in just to die for it is not worth. Oh, please, I just want to narrate that replay. Why isn't my body leaving me alone? Anyway, I see the invade happening there, so I roam to see if I can do stuff. Jinx is busy with that fat wave, so she's not following. But yeah, this roam, it didn't work out, but it's still good that I do it. It's good to get into the habit of rather being there for your team and not be needed than vice versa. Numbers advantage is everything in League of Legends, literally. So let's talk about the build more. First of all, why does it work? It works mainly because the closer... no, let me explain it that way. It works because of how armor works, and the closer you get them to 0 armor, the better, because the last few points of armor that you take away from them are the most crucial. You know, stacking armor penetration effectively increases your damage exponentially. So the first item is either Ghostblade or Serpent's Fang. Then you go for Prowler's Claw. And the dash is whatever. But the stat profile is amazing, and obviously the 5 lethality on the mythic passive is the best mythic, one of the best mythic passives in the game. Simply because of stacking. When you have lethality, you always want to have more of it. And yeah, Fizz moves himself into the 1v4. Ends up trading 1 for 1, but he gives the kill to me, which puts me in a good position to just carry the game. How long has... More than 6 minutes hiccup. Come on, dude. What's the world record for the longest hiccup, by the way? I think it's multiple years. Must be a nightmare. But I might be wrong. Can someone Google it and write it in chat or leave it in the comments? Because I'm curious and I don't feel like... I think I will forget it after the game. Anyway. I have 3 kills now, so I better make something out of this. And, so yeah, after Prowler's Claw, first of all, let's finish talking about the build, because you definitely want to know how the build works. So Prowler's Claw is a huge armor penetration increase because of the stacking lethality and just the basic stat profile of 21 lethality up front. Plus, the Mythic passive instantly activates because you already have either Yomu's or Serpent's Fang. And then, Lord Dominic's Regards. Yes, you always want a Last Whisper item in lethality builds, because percent armor penetration is applied before flat armor penetration, and lethality is essentially a flat penetration. And that means the 2 items have a synergy, right? Because the percent penetration is bigger when you haven't reduced it yet, and it subtracts the highest amount of armor. And then they're low on armor, and then the flat penetration kicks in, which gets them very close to 0, if not just outright 0 in many cases, depending on how far you're into your build already. And then afterwards you just stack more lethality. The next best item is either Yomu's or Serpent's Fang, depending on which one you didn't get. And that's all the 18 lethality items in the game. And then next one, I mean, you could get Collector, which is 12 lethality plus a little bit of crit, which is also nice. But I prefer Umbra Glaive because it has good utility. It's cheaper, which means you get the bonus from Prowler's Claw earlier. Also, the cooldown reduction is quite nice because the only source of cooldown reduction, or ability haste or whatever, is in your Prowler's Claw, and you want a little bit more. Just spam your ulti more often. Okay, yeah, I healed too late there. No one saw that. And after Umbra Glaive, your 5 items, and you obviously don't buy boots, because boots don't give armor penetration. And after Umbra Glaive, you could still buy Collector, but I think Sanguine Blade is better. Sanguine Blade does give 18 lethality as long as Frenzy is active. Yeah, here I'm waiting, seeing if the Graves wants to go in. But I think I reacted too late. I should have reacted earlier. Let's look at this play. Yeah, okay, I definitely didn't need to ult there. That ult was a complete waste. It did delete half of the wave though, which is nice. But, you know, I should have held on to my ulti, probably. Even if I go base there. Just ulting the entire wave right there would have been better than that ulti. I was a little bit ahead of myself. But yeah, last item, Sanguine Blade. That's at this point you don't really care, but it is good against Dragon and Baron and stuff, and for dueling. But you could go Collector. It's really up to you. But I like the please, I like the Sanguine Blade just because it gives me. It has the potential to give me 18 lethality, so I can brag about having the most lethality possible in the game. Or, well, the most armor penetration possible in the game. Because it would obviously get more lethality by just selling Lord Doms and getting a Serrated Dirk. But, again, you need a Last Whisper item in your armor penetration builds because of the reasons explained earlier. Anyway, I start Ghostblade this game, which is also quite nice because I don't have boots, and as long as the active is available to me, I can play in teamfights as if I had boots for like 6 seconds or whatever the active is, right? Yeah, it's 20 move speed for 6 seconds, which is almost as good as boots, and it makes you somewhat safer. But this build, you mainly just want to one-shot them and don't give them a chance to retaliate. So. Actually, can we? Yeah, we can't keep track of the runes. Okay, okay, sorry. But I was just, I mean, the early game with this, we're just collecting some kills. The Jinx overstepped. Wait, no, she didn't leave. I don't remember that. There was no rage quit in that game. I'm fairly certain. But yeah, Morgana, this is also a thing. Especially for lethality Misfortune, your support really matters for the one-shot Misfortune builds. Morgana is one of the best supports you can get, because her stun, or her Q, which is a snare, not a stun, lasts 3 seconds. And your ulti full channel duration is also 3 seconds. So her landing her Q pretty much guarantees you get your full ulti off. And as soon as you press R, if that Morgana isn't trolling, she can just instantly black shield you. Which means the only way to stop you is Trundle Pillar or a Nivea Wall. Else, they just can't interrupt your ulti at all. But but other supports are also quite nice. Rakan, for example, he has crazy chain CC. Leona, Maokai, Nautilus, they're all very, very strong. Even some soft, or well, not soft CC, but you know, not as strong hard CC supports like Lux. They all work to some degree. I typically just like to play the build because it's fun. It's not the best build, please. I know this is a. Okay, let's look at the dive. Should be pretty free. Zilean failed to ult himself, right? Ah, it was on cooldown, okay. Yeah. We look to clear this wave here. And, yeah, we see Fizz, so this should be pretty safe, right? This is a few days ago, I don't actually remember everything. But yeah, this should be right. Okay, okay. Now they're pinging bot lane. Yeah. Okay, we did overstep. Ah, no, I remember. This Gwen, she was a true pain to deal with. Obviously, all those champions that can create zones that just block your ulti. Yeah, we just got chopped here. A flash. This is the thing. Without boots, you're just toast. Whenever you get caught, you need to fight. You can't run. You just need to turn and get as much damage off as possible. It's literally the only play. But, yeah, so this is the point. The build is quite skill intensive, and also it's not the best build. Not even close. Dark Harvest is definitely a fun keystone, and nothing you should rely on too heavily. And the best build is obviously still the PTA Kraken Slayer stuff. So yeah, that's quite nice. We can indeed keep track of how much damage Dark Harvest did, because I think it will be quite crazy. And yeah, my gold's value, or my gold was a little bit awkward, but could just stack up on longswords. It's the most AD possible, and even though the 5th longsword here doesn't go into Prowler's Claw, only 4 longswords go into Prowler's Claw, but this is already working towards the Lord Dominic's regards, so that's fine. Okay, there's the Zilean ulti. Yeah, but all those champions that are... this team, this is actually quite a difficult matchup. I instantly die again because, you know, Fizz does his thing. This matchup is super difficult for one-shot or Dark Harvest Misfortune, or even the meta Misfortune build right now, which is Duskblade for some reason. You will suffer against Zilean. Zilean, one of the worst matchups for Misfortune bot lane, because he can just bully you in lane. And post 6, you don't even get to revenge, or you don't even get to take revenge for the stupid lane phase, because he just ults your main ult target and nobody dies. Fizz, the same thing. He can become untargetable, which he can use to just dodge your burst damage altogether, and he also just one-shots you. Olaf, he can just ult and run circles around you, which means ulting him is quite difficult. Gwen has her stupid Nebula, which means she doesn't take damage from your ulti unless you go into melee range. This is really a tough matchup for one-shot Misfortune. But I mean, I've played this build, this playstyle, and this champion for so many countless times. I was going into this game, I was confident I could pull it off regardless, and it just felt like having some fun with my most cherished build. Let's see, do I kill Jinx here? Okay, not close, not close. With Emax, you can make plays like these way more often, because the slow increase on your E means they will take way more waves from your ultimate. But yeah, Jinx is kind of in a bad situation if they collapse here, but they move top or mid lane again. And I need to be careful myself, yeah. The thing is, with this build, you typically don't want to be alone in side lanes. You want to be with your team and make use of your ult cooldown. Like, me ulting the Jinx there was greedy, I just wasted it. But yeah, we still got the shutdown on the Fizz, which is good. collecting Dark Harvest stacks also feels nice, right? This is like one of the reasons why I love this build. It's such a feel-good moment to collect Dark Harvest stacks. But yeah, keep in mind that press the attack, Kraken Slayer, Blade of the Ruined King is just way, way stronger. Anyway, my ult is still on cooldown for almost a whole minute. So in this situation, okay, yeah, Q bounces are juicy, but you shouldn't rely on them. In this situation, I'm actually not all that useful. Yes, my Q auto does a lot of damage, but again, I need to wait out the Nebula, and now I can start autoing, and now it's a little too late. Yeah, this Gwen, yeah, true, I remember, this Gwen gets hyper-fed and almost carries. True, and she's tough to deal with. She can stack armor, she's Riftmaker. She's, to some degree, untargetable. Again, the only one I can truly bully is Jinx, and even she can get Zilean ulted. Yeah, this Aurelion Sol, you, maybe you spotted it already. I don't know why, okay, actually it doesn't show here, but he has Guardian for his keystone. He must have messed up in champ select. But it's okay, he still does Aurelion Sol things, and that's all that matters. But yeah, now my ulti is off cooldown. Still, I need to be careful with when to use it, because Fizz has his stupid thing. I tried to sneakily snipe the Olaf there, but my angle was a little bit off, so he lives with like a slither of health. How much? Where is he? Oh, there he is, yeah. Okay, he already regenerated quite a bit. But yeah, I'm a little bit too jumpy with my ulti, too trigger happy. You need to be more deliberate. Typically, when you play this Misfortune playstyle, your ult has, or most of your damage is in your ulti, so it holds tremendous value in team fights. I'm just using it for stupid stuff like this. I mean, actually in this game it's kind of fine, because, you know... Alright, nice. Because, it's quite difficult to use ult in team fights against those champions in particular, because of the Nebula, because of Zilean ulti, because of Olaf ulti. Because of Fizz intangibility. I need to be very careful. I place myself far in the back as to not get assassinated. Now Olaf runs at me. I flash because I'm stupid and didn't remember how much damage I had, and then just turned and one-shot him. I didn't need to flash there. I could have just instantly turned and killed him. Because turns out when you don't waste money on boots and just stack lethality, you're quite threatening. I already have my Prowler's Claw, and therefore I'm very close to my most important power spike, which is, yeah, okay, Fizz. Ah, okay, Prowler's active for the finish. But yeah, the most important power spike is obviously when you get to the Lord Dom's 2.5 items. That's the breaking point. That's the point in the game where you start out damaging most of them. Prowler's lethality item plus plus Last Whisper component. And I'm actually quite close. I think next base I will get it. What's the button X? No, how do I see my current gold? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Let's see what I buy here. Okay, yeah, Last Whisper plus Cloak. Cloak is whatever. You mainly buy Last Whisper over Zerilda's Grudge because, first of all, it's cheaper, which means you get it earlier, and, I mean, gold efficiency matters. Second of all, it has more armor penetration on it. You see? Okay, we don't see it here. But it has 35%, while... what is it called? Zerilda's Grudge only has 30%, and this does make a difference. The crit also does, to some degree, amplify your ulti, but Misfortune's ult crit scaling is really mediocre, and you shouldn't rely on it. Misfortune is typically a very bad user of crit. Crit is only good on her because of how broken Kraken Slayer is on her. But, oh no. Oh no. Okay, the Ghostbed active to dodge the fish. Yeah, this is why you want it when you don't have boots. Anyway, the Giant Slayer passive is also quite nice, because typically, obviously tanks can deal with your burst. If you don't kill them with your initial burst, chances are you're not killing them at all. And therefore tanks are quite strong. Also, if they really stack armor, you will never reduce them to 0. And, well, again, you need to be able to deal with them somehow. And the Giant Slayer passive... really, it really does make a big difference. Even against non-tanks, most champions buy some sort of health. For example, this Gwen has Riftmaker already, and we're not buying any health with this build. Edge of Night is a consideration, but it only has 10 lethality on it, and we're not buying that weakness. And again, we do want value from our Giant Slayer passive. So here, they're bullying the Poppy, which is a little unfortunate, but in this jungle area, well, this is Infernal map, so a lot of walls just disappeared, which makes ulting a little bit more difficult. What is it called? Mountain map is quite good for Misfortune for that reason, because all those walls create more choke points, which means less opportunity for the enemy to dodge your ulti. However, here we still found a good ulti and clean up auto attacks afterwards. Oh no. Actually, it's one shot actually. What am I worried about? Yeah, this is also quite nice. You don't even need your spells. When they're low in Dark Harvest range, just right-clicking them usually does the trick. As in this case. Because typically, I mean, top lane, mid lane players are used to, even if they're on 300, 400 health, they're used to tanking at least 3 AD carry auto attacks before anything bad happens to them. But with this build, you just pop them. The thing is, okay, quick history lesson. Why is crit bad on Misfortune typically? Her base AD is very low, which needs to be the case because else she would be completely broken with her laugh tap. But this laugh tap means every point of AD starting from level 13, when she gets 100%, not even close, when she gets 100% laugh tap scaling, this gets quite ridiculous. So every point of AD you buy essentially counts twice for the first auto attack. It's almost like a crit, but if you actually buy crit, then it's worse because you don't get AD, you spend money on crit, and only your base and bonus AD can or will crit, while the laugh tap damage, you see Olaf runs at me, but at this point I'm so incredibly fed that it doesn't even matter. Before he reaches me, he's just dead. Killing them is the best form of hard crowd control, after all. But, yeah, laugh tap, it essentially doubles your ADs, or the value you get from AD and armor penetration for the first auto attack, which is crazy, which is why this build works on Misfortune in particular and not really on other AD carries, because of that crazy conversion. Obviously also the ultimate's AD ratio is quite sick. Can we see? Yeah, right now we deal, how much? Almost 4,000 damage with ulti, if they face tank the entire ult. And, well, is it true damage against most of them already? How much lethality do we have? We have, should be here somewhere, yeah. We have 49 and 35%, so let's look at them actually. Why can't I change perspective? I want to change Fog of War. Do I need to do it manually? Yeah, I can. Let's look at them. This Olaf, how much armor does he have? Where is it? Am I blind? Ah, okay, it's in the left. Okay, Olaf has 121 armor. So, yeah, he doesn't take true damage, but he gets reduced to like 30. If the math on the top of my head is correct. But yeah, you will see, this is just crazy. Right there, he already needs to run, even through Sterak's Gauge, we almost kill him. So even if they don't have shields, typically they will buy Sterak's Gauges and stuff, so you will get... That's so nasty. Also the fact we got Infernal Soul makes it so much worse for the opponent. It's absolutely incredible. At this point, I mean 12 kills, I'm snowballing extremely hard. But the best part's still coming, we will go to full build this game. But even right now, just the fact that you deal true damage to most of them, it's super tough to deal with. Well, actually not to most of them, they have some armor, Zhonya's, plated steel caps, and lots of health from Sterak's. So yeah, we have Baron. Now I am split pushing a little bit, just to get more pressure. Okay, yeah, now I have the Serpent's Fang. Again, just for the even if they weren't to buy Sterak's and stuff, just for the stat profile, it's worth it at this point. And okay, so let's talk about macro quickly. Our best course of action is tearing down top lane because we can still take 1, 2, 3 towers there for free if we just push it. They can't defend them, realistically speaking. And it's just free gold and map pressure lying around that we're not getting. Oh no. This Poppy is in trouble. But yeah, this would be the best course of action. Not sure why we're all mid lane. That's actually quite a mistake. We should just all go top lane. However, in solo queue, it's sometimes difficult to coordinate. And they do get the Poppy. So this fight looks fishy, but I can just one-shot everyone. Even with just Q auto. Yeah, this was Q auto against Fizz. Okay, he actually lives. Okay, my bad. I didn't one-shot him. This guy dead. Ulting on a half-health target almost feels like a waste at this point, because they all just die so quickly. Q auto, she dies? Okay, stupid zone. But yeah, now we're pinging it. Please, push top lane. Take the free stuff, win the game. There's no reason to let these towers sit there. Oh no. Do I actually die here? I think I do. Yeah, I tried to assassinate the Gwen real quick, but this was so stupid of me. Just running in there, huge mistake. Mainly because, you know, even if I had the damage to kill her quickly through her healing, through her Zhonya's and her base steel caps, there is still Zillion ulti I need to be concerned with. So that was completely pointless. I just fed away 1000 gold, so actually I am part of the reason why she gets hyper-fed here. Anyway, I died once, I gave away 1000 gold, but, you know, I still have 4.5 items and no boots, so yeah, they killed me, but that doesn't lower my damage all of a sudden. Which means the next play is, I mean, Baron is spawning. Do we see Baron timers here somewhere? I wouldn't know where, but if we just take Baron and continue our siege, we should be good to go. Especially because of our early pressure, we got all those Drakes, and Infernal Soul just makes this so much worse. It's impossible to deal with. Unless they just fully commit to stacking armor, which they can't, because we still have Aurelion Sol and Morgana damage. Well, Morgana doesn't really matter, but Aurelion Sol matters. Despite him having Guardian. So they can't really afford to do that. Also, they need damage items, right? It's not like they're pure tanks. They don't have tanks in their team. Yeah, now the Gwen, she just goes wild. But I'm super fed again. Yeah, that was Q auto. And she lives. Okay, that sucks. Yeah, Gwen. Okay, Gwen does die, but yeah, we're pushing to hopefully help. I don't want to take tower aggro, because inting is not a good way to win. But yeah, they trade 1 for 1. It's fine. And I just really want to stay, because what are they thinking? Olaf running at me? Yeah, good luck with that. They just die way too quickly. They have no chance in a fair fight. Like, if they don't chain CC me or anything, or mess around with Zillion ultis, they have no chance. They can't face tank my damage, not even Olaf, as you saw. And at this point, the only way for them, or for this to get worse for the enemy, is if we get Elder Drake. Which is exactly what we're trying to do here. Drake is spawning, I recall, get my item. Umber Glaive, we now have 89 lethality and 35% armor penetration. Which means true damage against targets with like 120 armor. Yeah, roughly. So this Zillion, for example, how much does he have? Yeah, 70 armor. 76. So actually the Gwen, how much does she have? Okay, she doesn't take true damage. But she's close. And I mean, even if it's not true damage, we still overkill all of them. My ult now deals 5,500 damage. Yeah, we do get the dragon. Come on. Wait. Ah, the Fizz was trying to base there. I remember. Oh, wait. We need to rewatch that. My hotkeys aren't working anymore. Okay, the old-fashioned way. Yeah, the fact my time control or my hotkeys aren't working, that makes this a little bit awkward. Okay, look at that. We missed it again, but Fizz was just basing there and Elder finished him. Oh my! Okay, seeing it from that perspective makes it even more ridiculous. The Zillion just popped. In literal one shot. Just one part of my Q hit him. Oh, okay. Zhonya's. But one wave of ult was enough to finish her off. I guess we just leave Fog of War off so we see the true value or the true damage. Because what happens usually is I Q them, they run out of vision, but they still die. Like with that Zillion, I really want to see how the health bar goes lower. Yeah, the Prowler's forward into the into the minion wave to get a sneak surprise hit, but he lived. Q auto, yeah, instant death. Come on. Come on, show me what you got. I want to see blood. And we're not even full build yet. We can still buy more lethality. Fishing for bounces here. Jinx range is... Wait. How? And why aren't my hotkeys working? Dude. Was it Q bounce? Yeah, okay. Just straight up. In the face. Yeah, right there. Lethality works on towers, which is why I 3-shot them. Actually, is my ulti up? It is. Okay. 4,000... Okay. Okay. Yeah, 4,800 Dark Harvest damage by now. Yeah, now the Gwen respawned, and I need to be careful. She can definitely kill me. And she can, if she plays it well with her Nebula, she can also just not take damage from me. We try to finish here, but, I mean, we get to full build, so spoiler alert, we can't. They managed to defend this for long enough. Yeah, this Gwen, super scary. I try to challenge her here. But yeah, she outplays me with Zhonya's, and then Jinx finishes me off. So, this is quite greedy, but I had to try. I wanted to finish, I wanted the LP. And yeah, however, I get a full Sanguine Blade here. And let's just fast forward until I respawn. Because respawn timers are quite long by now. Okay, there we are. How much is it now? 112 lethality and 35% armor penetration. Shouldn't it be more though? 112 only? Well, I guess if the game says so, it's correct. But yeah, also 35 Dark Harvest stacks. Look at that damage. Look at that. Insane. I just have no chance. This is probably the most fun build to get fed with. Just randomly critting them for 1,000. But yeah, now they have no chance anymore. We delete. Anyway, but yeah, this is the build I like the most. It's so much fun. Try it out for yourselves if you want to, but if you want to see the best Misfortune build, then click the link on your screen right there. A big thank you to all my Patreons and channel members. If you want to become a Patreon yourself, just go to patreon.com/mfdb. But if you rather save your money, you can support me for free by clicking the like and the subscribe button.